Hey there, friends. Happy 2018. I hope that your 2018 so far is going just great. It's January the 2nd, and I have been accidentally working with negative space this afternoon. Negative space is, when I was a musician, we worked with negative space, and what negative space is an absence of notes. So what you were not playing was just as important as what you were playing. And because we were using less notes, then that gives whatever you're working on, a song, a piece of art, whatever, a sort of airiness, a lightness. You know, it doesn't feel bogged down and weighed down. It gives things a sense of space. So today, I mean, it was just kind of accidental that I stumbled on this, but I thought it was kind of fun and thought that you guys might be able to look at a few things that you were maybe going to throw in the trash in a different way. I got some great new paper from my my art angel. Don't you love it? I'm crazy in love with it. I just think it's just beautiful, beautiful. But anyway, so I'm sitting here with this piece of paper, and it's a whole piece of paper at that point. And then I was making cards, and I had this this little, you know, die cut thing, and it has different sentiments on it. And I had it just kind of laying down, and I thought, oh, that's, you know, that's kind of cool. I could probably make a frame out of this negative space and put a frame around this flower. That would make a nice embellishment for a card. And then I thought, oh, you know, I mean, that looks good. So I kind of started using this scrap, something that I would have probably just thrown in the trash as I used these sentiments as a viewfinder. And I just started putting it, you know, in different places on the paper and just kind of discovering things with it. And it really was cool. It's just a different way to look at things. And then I started thinking, well, you know, I've got other stickers that I haven't used, that I've used the stickers from, but then I've got this stuff left, and I thought, well, that might be something to experiment with. And then I was putting together some journals, and I ran across a piece of paper that had been punched by my friend Judy, and she always gives me her scraps to play with, and I thought, well, you know, that's that same negative space thing. So I kind of looked at my paper through that negative space, and I thought, you know, this is just cool. So the first thing I did, and I'll show you the first card that I did. I took a piece of paper like this. You know, it's fairly plain. You guys know how much I love to make my own cards. You also know that I am not a card maker. My friend Judy is a card maker. And a lot of you guys are incredible card makers, but I am not a card maker myself. But I really, really, really enjoy it. It's one of those things that I really do like. So I just have a very simple piece of paper here. And I have been working, of course, chopping things up for my journals. And I thought, well, you know, this would be a really great time to try something like that. You know, using my negative space punch, you know, window here, and see if I could create a card like that. So this is experimental. We'll see how it goes. And I think it'll go okay. I've already got some things pre-cut, of course, because I've been, like I said, I'm working on new journals today. And boy, did I get I got a whole box full of new fabric. And I am excited to start on some new fabric. It's going to be fun. Now, I do have my glasses on, but you guys know that it's hard for me to get things lined up sometimes. And that's why I use a glue stick, because sometimes I have to start all over. Okay, so we had this block, and then I had this block, and I thought, well, that, you know, that'll go nicely with that. And I'm still kind of using my crappy glue sticks, but I am very interested in your comments about the Elmer's glue sticks and something called Yoo-hoo. I'm not sure if that's right or not. Yoo-hoo glue sticks. That I would really like to try some glue sticks. So, you know, something better than this. I think this is from the dollar store. It's not so great. But, hey, it's what I have, so that's what I'm using. All right, so we've got this much done on the card. And then I use this as a viewfinder to kind of find an image that I really did like. And I like her. And I think that she fits really nicely in my little viewfinder thing. I'm not sure if I want to cut this off or leave it on at this point. Like I said, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I'm going to cut it off here. I really like that. And, you know, let's just chop it off right there. See if that's going to work. And it does. It looks pretty darn good. Okay, so we're going to put our lady kind of inside our frame. So we'll put her on the paper first. And there we go. And I can see that she is crooked, so that means I've cut this crooked. So let's see if I can get that a little bit straighter. I don't have punches, but my friend Judy does. And man, she has a whole lot of punches. And the awesome thing is she always shares her scraps. She has like this giant popcorn can that she brought it over yesterday, and it has just scraps galore in it, just lots of fun to play with. So it's very sweet of her to share her scraps with me. And then her scraps always have like a second life, of course. She also teaches daycare, and her kids are just constantly making things, so she brings me their scraps as well. Okay, I've got a little bit of overlap, but I'm not too fussed about that. I think that looks pretty good. And then, you know, I can use the strip and maybe offset, you know, if I want to. I'm not sure what I want to do with the rest of the card. But you get the idea, right? The other thing that I had looked at was I had almost used all of these stickers from this awesome sticker pack that somebody gave me. And I'll show you the sticker pack. There we go. It featured like heraldry, symbols, and I just loved it. I thought it was so cool. And then I got to looking at it, and I thought, well, I like this too. I like the remnants of where I took the sticker off the sticker pad. And I particularly liked this one. I thought it was kind of cool. And I did the same thing. I mean, we can't look through this as a viewfinder, but I did kind of line it up on an image on that paper that I thought was really neat. I'm going to take this off because this thing was like a bookmark. And I've already folded it back so I can peel it off. Now this one, in this case, is a really pretty butterfly. So I'm just going to put this sticker over my butterfly. I'm going to have to do that again because I can't see the top very well. Okay. Do you see how neat that looks? I mean, it just looks really neat. I'm going to trim around it. It just really reminded me of being in the recording studio, you know, with our producers and them, you know. I mean, we were always self-produced, but we still have people who would listen to our music and critique, of course. I mean, you really do want that. And, you know, they would go, well, you know, so-and-so is overplaying. And it was like, yeah, you know, that's exactly what's kind of wrong with this little tune here. Not that creativity is ever wrong. It was just like, you know, it could be better, right? It could be better if you know, if I were singing less, or if whoever was playing, you know, fewer notes or whatever. It's all very interesting, and a lot of those, you know, those ideas of music that that I had, I'm kind of bringing into art now. I've got a little bit of a rough edge over here, but I kind of like it because it looks sort of torn. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. So we're going to hit the back of this with some glue. And then I've got one more little technique to show you about using packaging. You guys know how much I love to use packaging. So I've got one more little thing to show you here. I just thought that turned out really well. I think my mama will like that. Maybe I'll send that to my mama. And then you could put a word, you know, down here. Okay, so we've done this, and we've done this. Looking pretty good so far. The next thing I want to show you is using your packaging. Someone gave this to me, and I thought, well, those are cool stickers, but they weren't stickers. They were the packaging that was left from the stickers. Again, I had used, and I think this was a Tim Holtz butterfly sheet, but I had used all the butterflies and just kept it around for some reason or another that I don't really even know why. Because now, I'm going to show you how this looks. So this is just packaging. You can see that it's an aged parchment. Stickers were gone. But I took a little butterfly off the Tim Holtz stuff. Now I will tell you sometimes, y'all, when you start to peel these, that they are not very sticky. Sometimes they're really sticky, and sometimes they are not very sticky. And you have to be careful. I started this with an X-Acto knife, and I thought that that would be a good way to start it. Okay, so you can tell, you know, kind of what I'm going for here. A sort of like, kind of like, the image with the text. So I'm just going to push that down right there. And then I'll cut it out. Being careful to not try to keep the integrity of the rest of this stuff in case I want to use it. And then we're going to cut around here. Or, you know, what might have been a better idea, y'all, is just to leave it intact, like just like that, and then, you know, maybe mount it on a piece of paper like this. You know, something like that might have been better. I don't know. I'm still experimenting around with it. So just look at your negative space. Look at the sticker pad where the stickers are gone. And you'll just discover super cool things. Make yourself a little viewfinder. I think we all have something like this, you know, something that's been punched out. And find yourself some images that you could use as other things. So make something new out of something that typically is going to end up in your trash can or end up in the recycling. Altered art is the best. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will talk to you soon. Bye.